Okay, so I feel like every stream should start with show and tell if I have things to show and tell, especially because I start streaming right after playing ponies with my pony friends. So we did, in fact, D-pad, we did have victory. So now I have another bird. Look at my bird, my bubbly bird. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's the sound effect. You have to make a bloop, 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 bloop sound effect. It's the rules. Like, do you see the bubbles? Like, if you're not making a bubble sound effect with your mouth because your bird is bubbling, then I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. So that's my show and tell of my, I got a pony. We were hoping we might get 2 ponies because 2 ponies in 1 week would feel very cool. But I also want to show off, I made a new outfit and I want you all to see how cool it is. It's not like super complicated or super impressive. Hold on. There we go. But hold on. Can we like sit? Oh no, we can't because I just turned off the control things. Oh, I'm sorry, Blue Glass, you're having stream hiccups. But yeah, so I made an outfit, and it goes whether my weapon is sheathed or oops, hold on. No, or not sheathed, whether it's blue or red, it goes really well. So I was really proud because I wanted to have an adventuring outfit. And there's a couple, like I really liked the like battle mage outfit I made last time. Wasn't in character because I guess L'Oreal has a character kind of maybe. But it was cool and it fit with where we were in the world. But we're about to go into the land of Hotpants. And if we're gonna go into the land of Hotpants, we can't be dressed like an Ishgardian battle mage. If that makes sense. These are important. It's like I was running around in like a relatively summery outfit and I was like, this doesn't work in Foundation. So yeah, so I wanted to be like I'm an adventurer, but also like be appropriate for going to Alamigo or dealing with the little Alamigo. So that's my show and tell. And I have a whole ton of new clothes and I can buy some more stuff, and folks have been gifting me clothing, friends and viewers. And also I got gifted a ton of money by a benefactor for the sole purpose of fashion, which is part of why I bought a bazillion dyes, because one of my pony friends, like her house has like a person you can buy dye from. So I just bought a bunch of dye and I'm just gonna buy the rest of the dye and just I don't know. Can you put dye in your glamour drawer? Like, is that a thing you can do? Because if so, I want to put my dye in there so it's not just chilling in my inventory. But either way, I'm going to make all sorts of cool outfits. And since I only play one class, that means that all of my glamour plates can go to Red Mage, which is very exciting. So yeah. Yeah, I guess I could give them to my retainers. My retainers are pretty great, though. Is there a summon for retainers here? Is there a bell? Has everyone seen my retainers? Because we're about to get into very serious plot story stuff. But or we could get completely derailed and do Red Mage stuff. Oh man! Hello, my cool and fashionable friend! Oh, but I do really want to beat the story of the game tonight. But also, Red Mage. Look, okay, I'm sorry, but like the moment I like saw this character, I was like, yes, this is the class I want to be playing. Like, even if I'm not dressed up as ridiculously as they are, I'm still a Red Mage, and you can tell I'm a Red Mage. Also, I don't know if you can see in the light, but I dyed my hair purple. I'm gonna have to bleach it and re-dye it because it didn't quite take, but I'm gonna have L'Oreal hair color. Hold on just a second. Speaking of, somebody just sent me a message. Let me quit Discord. because I forgot that it's going to still show me messages, even though it's not supposed to show me messages because I'm streaming. Yeah, doesn't he look like a classic red mage? It's so great, but also like highlights everything that I love about red mages. I just love them. I love red mages. Like, yes, it's the most playable class for me, without a doubt. But it's also everything I want in a class. Like, look at them. Just look. Look. Are you looking? Like, do you see? Observe. Observe the red mageness of these people. Look. Oh, she's adorable. They're the best. Literally the best. Nobody is good. So, yeah. We could do that. We probably ought to finish the plot. The main plot. So last time a lot of stuff happened. And I finished, after I finished streaming last night, I then like went and like just yelled in the direction of my friends who I play this game with, and I was just like, feelings. Like, well, see, I feel like Red Mage should be very supportive of bisexual disasters. So like there should be something for everyone. Everyone should be like just gorgeously themselves and fashionably comfortable in their own skins and charming but generous. Yes. I like red mages. I like them a lot. Right? See, it makes sense. Yeah, so we're just hanging out having a little red mage party here while I talk a little bit about what happened last week. I think we should probably finish. Should we finish this main plot thingy, or should we go on a red mage tangent and then finish this plot thing? I don't actually know. But yeah, so as I was telling them last week, I was yelling at everybody about how I was disappointed in myself, and also Alpha know that neither one of us was like, well, obviously the Griffin is Ilbert, because who else could it possibly be? Nobody else. And he's the perfect fit. Obviously it's him. It's so clearly, incredibly him that I'm disappointed with myself for not having seen that one. And I know Alphino and I were both just like, oh, we should have seen this coming. We should have seen this coming. But alas, we did not. And even if I had, it wouldn't have made a difference. No, it was really cool though, because it was a really good characterization moment. It was nice to bring things full circle. Also, one of my friends sent me today, because we were talking about this, a screen cap of Ilbert dressed as a Crystal Brave way back. Hold on. Let me get the exact quote from this. Sorry, things are going to get slow and funny because I don't have this open. Okay, so the quote that he sent me, the screen cap, has literally the dialogue from Ilbert. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. And then like an entire, like, I just, right? 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 Oh, hi, Will, thank you. Okay, we'll do the Red Mage quest. Isn't that incredible? I did not remember that because I was also not paying that much attention to the story. Like I was like paying attention but not paying attention. Because the Crystal Brave stories were when things had stopped being completely a snooze fest, but I still wasn't super into it. But yeah, like apparently there's a few other things that they're like, well, we can't tell you because you haven't seen the thing yet. But there's some really clever foreshadowing. Oh. Sophie just jumped up in my closet, and I almost called her Nox. That hasn't happened in a while. Yeah, that's amazing, Desert Leviathan. I'm really intrigued by that. Like, That's cool because that means like they have been planning this for a while. So before we dive into story stuff, how is audio balance? Like, because there might be people talking. I have the feeling if we beat 3.55, there might be some story scenes that are important enough to have voice acting. So, okay. It seems like it should be loud enough to be heard. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna tilt my camera. There we go. I realize I have a problem of like I keep getting out of frame. I like go through to like highlight my videos and I'm like, oh, I wasn't in frame for like half of this one. Oh well, I can't tell. All right, so we're gonna take a departure from Ilberd summoning some mysterious primal that we don't know what it is, and being stopped by Papalymo sacrificing himself in a way similar to what Grandpa Leveilleux did to shield whatever it is from waking. Ida losing her mind and Thancred being like, no, I know what's going on and I'm gonna just make you not be here and die because I know this has to happen. Like, you need to not be here and die. Like, Papalymo is making this decision and I will rescue you for his sake and your sake. And then we all rode off into the sunset. But it was really yeah. So the way that I write, and I've talked about this, I'm sure, on stream. I don't know if I've talked about it on this stream or not, because I haven't been streaming this game enough to like have like a huge backlog of all of the words come out of Lauren's mouth. Like I write just like a giant mess of stuff and meander around, and then I'm like, oh, I left myself these pieces, and then I start connecting them and things start happening. That then looks like I knew what I was doing, and I'm like, no, I just did stuff, and then I found out later that had given me a piece. So it would be cool if that was the way that they wrote this story. I would be like, oh, I relate. But it would make sense given the scope of an MMO, a story-driven MMO. It would make sense for them to have planned out a lot of things in advance. I don't know. There's probably an interview somewhere that answers that. But it's really fun, like when you have multiple writers who like hang out and they talk about writing, one of the first questions is going to be like, are you an outliner or like a plotter, or are you a pantser? And I am hardcore pantser, which is to say you do things by the seat of your pants. So you make it up as you go, which is part of why, as much as I really want to run a cyberpunk tabletop RPG, it's not a good fit to not plan things in advance to do those. Yes, that's right, Will. Pantser Dragoon. Maybe some. Speaking of Dragoons, a friend sent me the video, like an ad for this game that has a person dressed as a Stinian show up. And it's like making fun of the like you can for free do the award-winning whatever that quote is. But then a Stinian shows up and I was like, it's a Stinian, and then he sits down on the couch and plays the game with them, and I'm like, it's a Stinian. I'm having feelings about this. It was good. I was really excited about that. So yeah. Yeah, well, Gilder, when I run games, I also make them up as I go, which you can do if you're doing a homebrew freeform thing that you've made up yourself. But it doesn't work so well when it's something very structured like Cyberpunk with a set system. So yeah. Oh man, oh good. I'm really glad you did that, Blue Glass. That is the only way that anything gets written from me, is if I get an idea, I write it, I figure out how to fit it in later, or I don't. But yeah, I should show people the mess that my stories are. Yes, Around, that's the one. God, listen to me, I'm just like layering tangent upon tangent upon tangent. True Pro Streamer strats here. I would make some sort of a cool reference to like a gaming related thing with the layers of tangents, but I can't think of anything because that sounds like a gameplay focused game thing to do. And I don't generally do those. Or if I do, that's secondary. All that to say, I think that they've done a really, like, you know that you've done a really good job, or that somebody has done a very good job weaving together a story and a big reveal like the two best ways for a reveal to go, to feel that everything is lined up perfectly, is if shortly before the big reveal, the player is like, oh, it's gonna be this. The other really good one is when the reveal happens and you're like, of course it was that, which was my reaction with Ilberd. Of course it was Ilberd. It's very well done. It makes perfect sense, and I'm just like, I should have seen that coming. It was so good. It was so well done. So I'm very satisfied with that. And I continue to be impressed with the quality of writing in this game. We'll just pretend that A Realm Reborn didn't happen. I mean, they didn't drop a moon on the planet and have, like, an earth-shattering calamity. But they did have a rocks fall, everyone dies. So it's like a mini, very, very localized calamity, only on one small group of people. So I don't know if that counts, especially because they were all okay afterwards. But yeah, so there's good stuff, and I'm fairly confident that it's going to continue being good. So let's go ahead and take a departure. I guess I'll say before we dive into this, because we are going to do the Red Mage quest, and then we're going to do the plot stuff. I have been warned that there will be some things maybe that I will be like, in this next section, where I should trust that they're going somewhere that is good. And I don't know if that's something that somebody said because they knew that Ida was going to show up, and they were like, don't hate the fact that Ida's in the game, Lauren, just give it a chance, because everybody that I talk to knows that I call her Hotpants because I don't like her. So she's been Hotpants since I first started the game. But I also, like, I feel like, especially if the end of Realm Reborn's series of post Realm Reborn content, like patches, like things like start falling apart and being really awful and bad. And so I guess we're getting into the, like, absolute darkness before the dawn sort of stuff. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm expecting a lot is going to go on. Hi, Wispy, and welcome. Welcome. So I'm curious to see where that goes, but we will postpone that for long enough to hang out with my red mage buddies. I love red mages. Where have red mages been my whole life? So have I talked to you guys about red mages and why I love red mages so much and how I feel about red mages and bards and things? Like on a personal level? I don't remember if I've talked about that on stream or not. Because my memory is coming back though. It's good. It'll be functional at some point. No, it's actually not to do with the balance. It's not specifically balance, but so red mage in the original Final Fantasy is basically a D&D bard. What's cool about them is that they have a little, like, they got like magic missile and cure light wounds, and also they can fight with a sword, which is pretty cool. Depending on how things are balanced, they can be completely useless, or they can be really powerful, or anything in between. It just depends on how that goes. But yeah, the Jack of all trades thing, combined with the fashion, like, so that fashion, I don't mean literally just the way they look, but so when I struggle, and I think I've talked about this before, I'm sure I've talked about this before with some streams. I'm trained as a fiction writer. That's my first love, and I have an advanced degree. I have a master's of fine arts in creative writing. So like, that's my training. That's my passion. Professionally, I worked as a copywriter for a long time before I went into marketing strategy. But so like, writing is like my biggest passion, which is super exciting for me. But also I draw. And I used to be really heavily involved with this like online art community in middle and high school and early college, where I met a lot of cool artist people and really did a lot of artwork. Like I have like sketchbooks upon sketchbooks upon sketchbooks back there. And I like have had periods in my life where I don't draw as much, but like I've drawn a lot. You'll see some of my art occasionally. You'll see it in my little logo down there. The Lore Runs with Lauren. Like that's just like a little bit of picture little bit of art I threw together. Also, I'm Lauren the flute. I play flute. Most people have encountered me through video game music that I cover. I sing and I play flute. I lead a band. I'm super involved in the VGM scene. Also, I really like baking. And so like if you look at my streams, and it's like Saturday streams, like we did tarot last weekend. We're going to be doing baking this weekend. Like I'm a little bit all over the place. And so consequently, my friends who focus on writing books have novels coming out. And my friends who focused on art now like do character designs for video games and things like that. And my music friends like do incredibly amazing things like performing on game soundtracks or working professionally as musicians in orchestras and things like that. Or touring with like national bands or things. And like even like online entertaining people that I know like have like gone on to be like sometimes like huge on Twitter or whatever. And I get frustrated sometimes when I'm just like, my friends are doing all these cool things and I can't do those cool things. Like I'm a less strong musician than the rest of my band. And I feel very aware of the fact that I have like less like innate music ability than the rest of my bandmates. And I have a friend who's kind of like this too. He also leads a band. He's a video game musician who also is a game designer, who also like does like video editing and also does like a bunch of other things. Like he had me do a teeny bit of voice acting for a game that he was like helping do like the audio design for, but he also programs and stuff, like just that kind of thing. And he and I were hanging out at MagFest, and we were kind of like looking at our fabulously talented music friends doing fabulously talented music stuff. And then we were driving, because he lives nearish me in the same vicinity, so we actually carpooled from MagFest together. And so this is like 10-hour long drive through the snow, and we're talking, and I'm like, you know, man, we're red mages is what we are. We're red mages. It's not that we are not as good at as our friends, because like I'd kind of had this thing where I was like at MagFest watching my friend Drum Ultima, Doug Perry, and his band, Disco Cactus, and they were performing, and a ton of my friends were like guest starring with them in their performance, and I was like, they're so good. And I was like, of course I'm not invited to be up there because I can't play music at the level that they do. They've all got like tons of degrees and professional things. They're really good. There is no shame in not being as good a musician as Disco Cactus. But it is true that like I was like, no, but it's okay though, because I didn't allocate I allocated my skill points differently. I didn't put all of my skill points into music. I put them in a bunch of other things. And so I was like, okay, so of course I'm not going to be where they are because I put my skill points in different things, but I love these different things, so I just have to accept. Like, even one of my bandmates had said to me, Lauren, you do too many things for you to be able to compare yourself to somebody who focuses on just one, because like your focus is spread so thin. And like, that's fine if it makes you happy, but just, you have to accept the reality of the situation. And I was like, okay, I'm going to accept the reality of the situation. But then as I'm like carpooling back with my friend who has the same insecurities about these things as I do, I'm like, maybe it's not just that we allocated our skill points differently and we have to accept that because we like doing other things, multiple things, we won't be as good at them. Maybe it's that the intersection of the things that we do is in itself a skill and a specialization. Maybe because we are multi-classed, we are able to do things that people who have specialized can't do. Maybe so. And that's something we actually pinky promised that we were going to call each other on it if we saw one of the other of us was like going down that path of like, I should be better, I'm not any good at this because I can't keep up with my friends. It became like no, this is a thing to be proud of. So instead of being like, I'm not as good at my friends are at any of the things that I do, and not as accomplished, not as whatever, it's like, well, no, I'm a multi-class character. But what can I do specifically because of my multi-class skill set? And that actually helped me feel better about myself and my accomplishments and my life. And I still struggle with that sometimes, but again, like one of the things that brings me back to myself is being like, oh no, I'm a red mage. Now on top of that, the reason why I'm so glad about this, I'm probably gone on at length about how I feel about charming rogues with the heart of gold. So, red mage. Dashing sword fighters, sweeping people off their feet with flirtatious and fun banter, but a serious core at their heart. What more could I possibly want? That's like everything that I find appealing and aspire to be in one neat, fashionably dressed package. So, when I switched to being a red mage in Final Fantasy XIV, like, yes, it's the gameplay that makes the most sense for the way that I play and that makes the most sense to my brain. And that's cool and all, but I don't know if I'm ever going to stop playing red mage, and not just because I don't want to have to learn how to play the game all over again, but also because it really resonates with me on like a deep personal level. So when I talk about how much I love red mages, I've actually thought about cosplaying a red mage, especially because like burgundy garnet red is like my favorite color. My hair was that color for years. Everything in my closet was that color. I'm not wearing some for once. I'm not wearing that color, but like people would be able to guess that like my purse is that color. My favorite boots are that color. So yeah, I'm a red mage. I'm a red mage. Like that's my class. I'm a red mage. And so I'm the band leader. I'm the only extrovert in the band. I can do art when we can't afford to commission people to do stuff. I'll design the t-shirt stuff, and I'll do the talking to fans, and I'll like do some of the organizing and the pep talks for people and stuff. Do I arrange the music the best? No. Do I learn the music the best? No. But I can fill in all these other things. Yeah. See, the thing is, though, I feel like multi-class doesn't necessarily work alone. And granted, I have a very, very hard time delegating things to other people. Like, you'll notice I was like, I should commission a friend to do art for my stream. And then, like, next thing you know, I was like, look, I redid my stream graphics. Now we have a bunch of emotes that I drew, and also we have, like, this, like, pretty little background and these, like, little, like, leafy things and stuff like that. I did it myself. I am actually commissioning a friend to do music for my coming soon screen stuff, though, so she's going to make a theme for me, which I actually thought about doing myself, but concluded that it would take me more time than it was worth, and I wouldn't be as satisfied with it as if I commissioned a friend. But I do tend to do a lot of things myself. Yeah. Well, so I've worked for a couple of startups now, and you do wind up doing multiple jobs, and currently I am doing two people's jobs that overlap some because I like it. It lets me, like, the kind of position that I'm in right now lets me do a lot of very different things, which I really enjoy. See, I think of multi-class characters as being most useful in parties with other people who are specialized, because wherever there is a need, they can kind of like, oh, we need a little more healing, I've got this. Okay, well, we've got like the battle magic, but we need somebody else to be like out front with a sword, I've got that. So it's kind of like, welcome back, Sean. I feel like it's a versatility to complement and strengthen your team, and also being like kind of like the glue that holds everyone together. So I'm really like, I'm proud to be a red mage. But yeah, so you may have heard me call myself a red mage in other games. This is what I'm talking about. And it honestly has been like a huge part in me, like kind of making my peace with who and what I am and what I have and haven't accomplished in my life. Yeah, something like that. Not just the balancing varnish of the party, though, because I think that there's something foundational as well that you can do instead of just being kind of like the surface edition. But I really like red mages. And their fashion sense lines up with mine. I know you can't tell because I'm just like over here in I've got my VGM Together hoodie on. I don't know if you can see it's VGM Together. But when I'm not just like in my like lazy person hanging out clothes, like tall leather boots, frilly tops, leggings, tunics, lace up necklines, like, yeah. Sometimes dramatic makeup with bright red lips. Yeah. As it turns out, that's my jam. So, yeah. I just want to be a red mage. So I will be. So we're gonna do red mage stuff in this game. I did cosplay a red mage at a Halloween show that my band did years ago. And I made a hat and everything. The hat was a little too small for my head, but I made it from scratch. So, and a little cape thingy, yeah. I'll see if I can dig up some pictures and maybe I'll put that on, yeah, I think I should be able to find some. I'll put them on Discord if you want to see me, but I'd like to do like a new red mage outfit that's like Lauren who's come into herself as a person, as a red mage. I think would be really fun. So, maybe that will be my next costume for whenever shows can happen in the future. And we cover answers and hollow because I want to make my band do those things. Oh man, I have talked so much, my friends, but thank you for listening. I realize this is not like the game. I could, or that could just be the chat hat. Just bust out a red mage hat. It looks like King Graham's adventuring cap too, so like, it's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. It's just like I have like an adventuring cap just like hanging on the wall and I just swoosh, put it on. I think that'd be fun. Maybe, you never know. Alright. I don't remember what was happening with the red mage thing. Oh, there was some human trafficking involved. I remember that. That's memorable. Yeah, it would be amazing, wouldn't it, Blue Glass? Okay. She waves. Oh, red mage has its own music sounds. I probably noticed this last time, but it's been a little while. Okay. Wait. Yes. This is not where I am right now. Is this where I am right now? This might be where I am right now. Is this where I am right now? Am I teleporting from the same place to the same place? No. Okay. I wasn't sure. Yes, I remember the human trafficking. And there was a red mage who's a traitor. And Rune is really unhappy with this. And I think we don't know who or what Arya's story is. But she's decided to join the red mages. Okay, I can follow a map. I can follow a map. Just running around these cool folks. Allison, what are you doing here, Allison? Your name is too normal. Allison! Allison, what are you thinking? How? How do you have such a normal person name? I mean, that's not just me. That's weird, right? She clearly fell into Final Fantasy XIV world from our world. It's not spelled weird. I've known people whose names are spelled that way. Alright, are we going into Rowena's? Are we actually going into Rowena's? Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a Sailor Moon person. Hold on, I have to see. Do they look like a Sailor Moon person? No. Well, that's okay. They're definitely Sailor Moon named. Okay, so it's up. Up. Yes, Tiffany is, I know this one, but it's, I think it's a version of Theodora. But I'm trying to remember. No, it's not Theodora. What is it? I know that name, though. I know what it is. This is not where I want to be. Hold on. Sorry. Welcome to Lauren can't find her way around the map. This was what Lauren in A Realm Reborn was like constantly. Except that I'm actually consulting my mini-map. Ha-ah! I did it. Amazing discipline, Daddy. I approve of that. Rick Nicholas, hi. Also, hello. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to anybody, because I know there were a couple of people who popped in while I was monologuing. I'm sorry, folks. That's just kind of what I do, is I monologue. I talk a lot. Yeah, well, I can find my way around Foundation, and I can't find my way around anywhere else. And I think that's partly on me and partly on the game. Arya, this isn't the corner. You're on the roof. Wait, it's Jesse! Wait. Okay. When I played this game last, I hadn't played Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I didn't realize that she's just Jessie. Look at her outfit. Look at her coloring. Look at her hair and her little headbandy thing. It's Jessie from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Except in Final Fantasy XIV instead. That's fantastic. Okay. At least I assume from her design. Oh, you're right! You're right! If she's part of Sid's team, then that's Biggs and Wedge! And Jesse! I'm so happy right now. I mean, they're nothing like Biggs and Wedge, and she's probably nothing like Jessie, but it's still Biggs and Wedge. I mean, okay, Jessie from... Yeah, but I didn't play Final Fantasy VII Release, so Final Fantasy VII Remake is what she is to me. That's fun. That's so cute! Oh, I love that! I love that. I don't think I would be a very effective supervillain. Okay. She's like, whatever, I'll be fine. Oh, Arya. She's really adorable. She's like, I'm not gonna get sized up right. She just, her design makes me think of Jessie. Haha. Oh my god, am I gonna have to find the pieces and assemble her outfit? I bet I am. If there's one thing I know about Final Fantasy XIV, it's that sometimes I have to... Oh, what? I didn't have to do this one! Amazing. Of course you're a bit short. Just slightly short. Oh, this is cute. Also, I can't get over how much she looks like her without looking like her, you know? Like, she doesn't look like her, but she looks like her. That's so great. I did not notice or care about that when I played this last, but I have now played an entire game in which I loved Jessie, so... Okay. I'll be the bodyguard. Okay. We're gonna go do this. Are you ready, Arya? Can you handle this, Arya? Also, I didn't realize Arya's hair was long enough to do this. I don't think it is. Yes! Oh. Well. There we go. I can see things. Ah, okay. She's too strong with black magic and weak with white magic. Oh my god, Green Lanyard, that sounds like a comedic comedic Batman or Spider-Man villain. Oh, Arya. Yeah, because they were human trafficking her because they were going to turn her into one of their mindless magic dolls, right? Because she has the innate ability to magic. And now she's running around with us being a red mage. And we'll hopefully figure out her true secret identity that she doesn't know. Okay. Okay, so see, I'm pulling some memories out of my brain here. But they're buried. I wonder. At this point, I have nothing. Hello, Careless Dragon. Honestly, not a lot. I showed off my new outfit. I showed off my new pony. And I talked a whole bunch about why I love red mages. And now we're doing Red Mage Quest. Now, probably shouldn't cast anything while pretending to be Jessie, that's true. Hopefully this goes alright. 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 So we're gonna go in here. Oh, yeah. No, when this game is uncomfortable and creepy, this game is uncomfortable and creepy. There are sections that I have to not think about. Like, also the amount of, human trafficking and stuff is unsettling. There's a little ghost girl, if I recall correctly, in Ul'dah, I think, whose story is really sad and does not end well, and you just have to not think too much about it, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. Yeah. That was not a good time. I was not a happy Lauren about that. There you are, Jessie. See, I'm keeping up the act. This is Jessie. It's not Jessie. This is Jessie. Anomalous assassin. I love how she's just sitting there. No, not her. This one. This is a different version of this song. It's a different version of the regular battle theme. I don't remember the name of the girl that was sad. I like that they have a reason why Rune is not here with you. He's actually doing something useful. Okay. Okay, so where are we going? We're just gonna keep riding here. Ba-dum, 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 bum, bum. This doesn't look right. Maybe it is right. Is this right? No, it's this way? Oh. What if I just... I'm sure this is safe. Just, like, cruising over the lake. Oh, this. Wait, where is... That's a ship. Airship. Hi, Arya. Oh, right, I'm gonna have to hide. Oh, I'll stand in the destination. Here we go. We're gonna do this. Yes. All right. We're gonna do this battle. See, he has to land in a 3-point pose because he's a red mage and red mages are cool. Red mage versus red mage. It's like, you have to tell me. It's like this very dramatic. Like they have to be super dramatic at each other because they're red mages, and this is an opportunity to be as melodramatic as you possibly want in your writing. Oh no. Hmm. Trying to wrap my head around this. That doesn't sound good. So, like the Ascians, he gave up his living body. This isn't good. And now what are you going to do with it? Yes, that is rather lichly of him. Oh, his hair color changed. Oh no. Is my dude gonna die? That would be very dramatic. No! Still very dramatic. But all it took is a scratch because you poisoned your blade or something like that. He's gonna laugh evilly. Yep. That's not good. Wow! He's a vampire. But like a magic vampire. So he's basically like, I thought maybe if I didn't have to rely on my body, I could do more good in the world. Because he was like talking about doing good in the world and having like a bigger cause. So then he's like, okay, well, what if I become a vampire? But then I need to be able to eat people. So I guess I'll fall in line with, like, I'll partner up with the evils, and they'll just give me people to eat. And they want those people eaten, and I want to eat people, so it's all good. It's not good. There's no greater good involved there. Oh, but he's doing his research. Very important research. Mm. No, I'm gonna fight him. Oh no, she's gonna fight him. Yes, look at all of us, red mage. Okay, let's see how this goes. Man, I'll be really sad if they killed Rune. I should probably summon my my chocobo to tank for me. Oh, probably not good to be standing here. Oops. So this is everybody come to me, right? I think that's usually what that means. I need to close my map. Oh shoot, okay, I'm gonna stand here. Oh, I can heal her, can't I? Apparently I can do this. I didn't realize that you could do this, but you can, in fact. I should probably heal myself too, actually. Okay, hold on. Oh no, heal me! Okay, well, I healed us. I'm so excited. So I just learned today in my pony playing with my friends, like with my pony hunting crew. I just learned that you can vercure other people. So this is actually super timely. Okay, hold on. The regal, huh? You think you're regal? I'm just gonna stand up here and punch you in the face, sir. Oh, the thing that he's doing there! He's doing the Zorro jump. Oh, and she's curing me. Hold on, I gotta cure her too. Because I can't let her die. She's got a lot of health. Oh, I got hurt. Oh, she's healing me. Good. Oh, jeez. Why are there void fires? Why is there void? This isn't good. Holy crap. Are you serious? Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna... We're just gonna do this. I bet there's a time limit on this. Okay, I failed that one. And she was Zorroing too. I've changed it so that you can now see party special moves because you weren't able to see the animation of the Zorro before. That's unacceptable. Yes, I play 14. I'm not super great at it, as you can tell. But it took me a bit to figure out what I was doing there. So let's try again. Okay. I'm gonna try normal because I think I can do it. I do really appreciate that they give you this option in things. But I think I can do it. Okay, so yes, skip the cutscene. We are trying to take out a soul vampire. I guess I should probably actually go after both of him, and both him and his friends. Wait. Okay, so I know what this move is because my friends that I play with have explained that to me. Okay. Ah! All right. Okay, heal. And she should be able to heal herself too, although her thing is that she's not good at white mage. Anyway, sorry, I'm not really talking to folks or checking chat. Ah! Ah! Wait, did he just cast acceleration? I don't know how to do that reliably, sir. But I'm gonna come Zoro you. Oh no, I didn't heal Arya this time. Alright, I'm gonna strategize this one. We're gonna do this. Sorry, folks. We're gonna try to beat Heavensward completely. Yeah, I'm not sure that I need hints yet. This is normally where I would just keep at it. Alright. So I feel like I should actually try to kill these folks over here. Because they're doing damage to Arya, which we really can't afford to have happen. Oh, well, you know, I should probably actually focus target her. I should probably also not stand by her, except when I've got this. Because yeah, I don't want his things that he's doing there with that to. Oh, it's so interesting that he does the same. I mean, of course he does the same moves that we do, and of course she does the same moves that I do. Oh geez, that's a lot. Okay, let's see if I can get him not. They're like, please, please heal yourself. I'm like, yes, yes, I know. Okay, hold on. I can do this. Ah! Shoot. Oh shoot, oh shoot, please don't die, please don't die. Okay, hold on. They're like, please. No. Okay. Oh, that was the wrong way. Ah! Come on, come on, come on, come on. Sorry. Okay. Okay. My turn. Yeah, take that, Zoro. Okay, I gotta keep an eye on my health, which I can do now. Okay, hold on. Yes, the void fire was vulnerable. Haha, she just Zoro'd it. I don't know if anyone doesn't call it Zoro, but it's totally Zoro. Ah, darn it. Alright, don't stand too close to Arya. No, you jerk! Okay, well I was trying to backflip out of there, but I did not succeed at that because I got greedy. Okay, hold on, I gotta go stand with her and heal. Okay, heal yourself, Arya, please. Okay. Is she doing alright? Oh, she's healing me. Thanks, friend. Whew. We did it. Strategy. Strategy. I am so glad that I learned tonight that you can cure other people. That was very timely, useful knowledge. Okay, you can't die. We just killed the bad guy to save you. Use your white mage to heal him. Oh, I can't see debuffs. Like, somebody has to tell me I have a debuff. Like, I can't see them. I can barely see my buffs. I made them like this big. This isn't good. Okay, so that's all it took was to have 2 red mages beating him up. And he is gone for now. He was trying to do void stuff though. That's not good. So she maybe knows more than she lets on. What is her deal? What is her deal? I'm curious about this. All right. Well, I'm sorry that I don't remember this better, but I actually do have enough of the pieces. I'm just going to teleport there because I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. I'm the laziest. Oh, actually that may have been too lazy. Well, whatever. We did that. Let us find... Here we go. Find our friends. Yeah, it is funny. She healed less often than I did because she's not so good at healing, but she did do some healing. Alright, so here comes the real Jessie. This is the Everything is Okay music. All right. So this is going to be... There'll be big drama, though. So much drama in that music. All right, now I have manification. I'll have to tell my friend. He'll have to explain that to me. Okay. Red on arrival. Oh my god. So what we've done is my friend will take me through oh, it's like just right over there. Thank you. He'll take me through dungeons, and we'll run them a few times, and I'll learn things about how they work, and that'll help me better understand things that I come across. Oh, it's a simple double. Okay. Jeff Centaur, thank you for subscribing again, friend. So we have now finished the Red Mage Heavensward quests just in time. And I guess it's time to do the main story quest stuff. Yeah, because he'd explained it to me, but then I didn't have access to it. I was like, oh, okay. So I have a hard time with acceleration, remembering to do it. Now I will use Vercure because I had to use Vercure in that fight, which is cool actually. It forces you. It's like, have you been shy about using Vercure? Well, don't be. Which is great because I would have completely failed to do it there, except that I had just had to Vercure myself a few times, and then my friends were explaining they could Vercure them. Like, all of that, like, Vercure ability was literally what I did before I started streaming today. Like, this evening, when I was playing with my friends, was Vercure. So it's like, that was, like, the Vercure, like tutorial, and then this was the Vercure lesson. So it's very exciting. And then Embolden, I know that you're supposed to do it before you Zoro. I can't use Verraise yet because I technically am higher level because I own Stormblood, so I can go past that level cap. But I think even if I have it, I can't use it anywhere. Yes, I've been heard a lot about Verraise. I'm not okay with it. I don't want that responsibility. I don't think I should have it. I don't think that that's good. I feel like if I have to raise people, we're all dead. But we'll see if I continue to get a little bit more comfortable with playing around with what I've got. I guess we can do Verraise. We'll see. I've only just gotten like, oh, I can use Vercure. So, yeah, they say Verraise is very important, but I don't want that responsibility. So, yeah. I also don't do like raid night stuff or anything like that. Like literally, like I do like pony farming and like tutorial running around learning stuff, having fun with friends once a week. And there's 3 of us. And sometimes we get a rando to do other dungeons. And then I do this. And that's literally all I play the game, except occasionally to go shopping and do fashion with one of my friends. I don't want to be able to raise, though, because then people will expect me to do it. And it's hard. And I will cave under the pressure and not be able to find the button. So I just, no. No. It's too much responsibility. No. I mean, eventually, maybe, I guess I'll learn. Maybe, or maybe not. Yeah, the problem is not whether the red mage in the game can do it. The problem is that I have a very hard time remembering buttons and commands and making sense of what's happening on the game. So I'm not like, oh no, my character can't raise. I struggle enough to keep up with regularly what's happening in regular combat. Having an additional layer of responsibility where I can actively let my teammates down, I don't like. I don't want that responsibility. Maybe at some point in the future I will feel more comfortable, but at this point in time I don't want to ever do that. Just like, no, that's too much. It's bad enough that I had to heal a party member in that thing quest fight. That thing, yes, that we just did. But I did it. I'm learning. And I will learn and get better with time. But right now, don't give me a raise. I don't want that responsibility. So we're going to change moods from like, because like the thing is, even though there's like clearly like horrifying stuff that's happening under the surface with the Red Mage quests, because of the way it's delivered, there's a certain over the topness to it that makes it like easier to like the harsh stuff doesn't hit as hard because it's part of this like bigger story like of over the topness. So it's not as like grounded and painful, which I really appreciate. But I also like that they can then make it more like grounded and make things a lot harder to deal with. Like, I do appreciate this game doesn't pull its punches. Sometimes it makes me uncomfortable, but that's okay. So Desert Leviathan, what you're describing there is actually what I've been doing with when I talk about like my friends that I play with, the ones that I just played with earlier today. We go into a dungeon and my friend says, this is the dungeon in which you get Moulinet. So I'm going to try to group up a lot of guys and I want you to practice Moulinet until you're comfortable with Moulinet. Or this is the dungeon in which you got this. So now I want you to practice doing that this whole time. And we're going to run through the dungeon a few times so you can learn like the boss tactics and stuff and be able to read that sort of thing, but also so you can practice using one move at a time. And so we did them in order as I got a new skill, which is how I knew that I hadn't done my last Red Mage one, because he was like, now we're going to work on Manification. And I was like, I don't have access to that. And he was like, you need to finish a quest. Well, no, but see, the thing is, Josmea, Moulinet is the only Red Mage skill I need to know the name of, because there's Zoro and Backflip. Multiple options. Because the rest of it is a set. So you go in there and you Zoro, and then you backflip out. But all the rest of those are all just part of Zoroing. But Moulinet is not part of Zoro. You don't work it into your Zoro routine. It's a separate thing. It's also one of the most satisfying things in the entire game. Like, they'll be like, oh, there's 10 bad guys here. They're clumped together. And I'm like, I can hit all of them. Watch. It's very, very satisfying. But yeah, no, I guess it is the only skill that I know by name now that I think about it, because like there's Jolt and Stone and Flare and Arrow. Scatter. I know Scatter. But that's a regular word in English, so that's cheating. Yeah, Zoro 1, Zoro 2, Zoro 3. See, Mega Man, if you said that to me, if you said, okay, you missed, when you did your Zoros, you missed Zoro 2, I would know exactly what you meant. No, but it's a backflip. It's the dramatic backflip away. So when we go into, we fought Bismarck, and I was like, what do I need to know about this one? And they're like, don't fall off the edge. I was like, got it. No backflip. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put that in. Hold on. Two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry. Alright, so we have to be careful with the next quote, because it's going to be 1337, which is a special number. So, yes, I have backflipped in opportunities where I should not have backflipped. So I actually took backflip off my hotbar for a while because I could not be trusted with a backflip. So, but I put it back on when I felt like I had a better sense of what was going on screen. All right. We're converting the mood from silliness. Oh my god, Dismaya. suppose that relieves the pressure. Oh man. Is Blue Glass out there? Blue Glass was trying to stay on top of that. I'm wondering if this would get the seal of approval. Okay, good. It does get the seal of approval. I think Chrono will appreciate it too. Oh man. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's the elite number, you see. It's how we can tell who's very young and who's not. Although I imagine a lot of nerdy younger people are probably aware of that, even if they weren't there for that whole period in nerdy history. All right, this time for real. We're gonna do main story quest stuff. For real. I'm not gonna get sidetracked. I'm not gonna get distracted. I'm not gonna burst out laughing and being silly and goofy and ridiculous. Serious mode, activate. It's an explosion. Not to be confused with the sound of a space battle. Right. So, putting ourselves back in this mindset. So Papalymo is not my favorite character. But I liked what they wound up doing with him, and I actually do feel that they managed to sell it. Granted, I did benefit from having people in chat point out to me like a few things that I might have forgotten and or never known about him. But they managed to... He had gravity and dignity, and his death was treated with gravity and dignity. And it was sold, and I suppose in a way he kind of was the straight man to Ida's ridiculousness. That whole thing was very well done. And it doesn't feel gratuitous. It does feel earned. And it's well written. It's well done. And I think it was a very good choice. Like they made an excellent choice, and I assume they had that plan for a while. But yeah, so that's right. So by the way, we still have that primal. He bought us time to figure out what to do with it. It's not that it went back. I was like, oh, he's gonna defeat the primal. No, he just put it to sleep with his life. Yes, we have to save the world. All right, Lyse. Cell phone call. Yes, and they were there were a lot of calculations that the bad guys were doing, trying to manipulate us and everyone, because he was trying to make enough death. He was trying to have this battle result in enough death to allow him to summon the primal with his own final death. So it was a very bloody situation all around, with some complications as far as like who benefits from it, if anyone. So apparently the Seed Seer people, like the special horned people that she's one of, are like, they look like children forever, but that doesn't mean they are children. So that's why she looks so young, but I'm glad that they gave her an older sounding voice. Podjal. Okay. So Sid's gonna show up. He's smart. Oh, we saw Nero recently, didn't we? Alright, Tataru, sorry to leave you alone to deal with this and your grief. I guess she can go hang out with, Minfilia's mom, and they can be sad together. They've both got plenty of reasons to be sad. Okay, so they're gonna actually teleport me there. Okay, we got a boat. That looks like someone from Doma. That hat, anyway. That footwear. This is a new character.
word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
Towering. He's a big dude.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Eh? Yes, you're in Eorzea.
Language barrier, possibly.
Ah, a plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again.
He's so big he couldn't not be a row.
You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port.
He's so big. He's so big. And hungry.
Though, 'twould perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order.
He just didn't eat. He just...
Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
All right. What? Oh, buddy!
God, man, are you all right?
He sure is a character. See, like, oh, Urianger, who I
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
now I like you. Take off your silly hood, Urianger. Let Tataru make you a new outfit. You need to stop wearing a sack. Alice? Oh, I probably want to do this, don't I? Not now. But that has Nidhogg in it, so we should probably do it at some point. I don't? Oh. Oh, but then those can be done unsynced, right? That's what we do for ponies. Yes. Okay, hold on. Let's unlock that so we can do this. Okay. Okay. The minstrel. Oh, they were explaining the minstrel thing to me. Okay. Is he here? Is he in the bar? There he is. Okay. Hello, minstrel. Sorry, folks. We're gonna get back to the main story quest in a minute. Oh, I have encountered the minstrel before. Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna tell him about what happened when we fought Nidhogg. Thank you. Yes, this will be a new pony activity. Alright. Excellent. I like how he has to put his little goggles on. Alright. Oh, he has a little silly goggles on all the time. Okay, there we go. I don't know what scone ski sty. I'm not wordsing very well today. Okay. Alright, so I need to go to... Okay, they're gonna make me teleport to Gridania. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, Dosmea, and... Oh wait, is that Yoshi P's self-insert? Nobody has told me that, Aaron. That's amazing. Oh my god. Microsoft. That person's name is Microsoft. That's close enough to Microsoft. I think that's what they were going for. Alright. What? Right. Is there's an abominable snowman just hanging out there. Oh my god, that's so delightful. I love that. That explains why he looks like a dork and sounds like a dork. Like that's like a self-laughing, but still loving. Okay, summon up a map. Where am I going? Where am I going? Gridania, I am less bad at knowing where I'm going than Ul'dah. But it's been a little while and I'm feeling some pressure. No, I know. Even I don't need to teleport to get to... Okay. Okay, hold on. Wait, you can encounter Yoshi P. Did he actually like have like a Yoshi P himself? Like, I don't quite know. Oh my god, he plays Alala. That's so good. That's excellent. Where do I want to go? I think I want to go this way. I might be mistaken. I didn't know that there were things that, here we go. I didn't know that there were things that, that, like, they would be live at like that. Oh, that's really cute, but also not surprising. They seem like they have such a cute relationship with the fan base. I really, really appreciate that and admire that. Alright, big plot stuff happening. There is some sort of mysterious unknown primal at your gate. Oh, they made a dungeon of their office. That's really cute. And I look more like an adventurer this time around than the well-dressed mage that I was the last time I met with these people. I should have changed, perhaps.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken.
Yeah.
After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize he wasn't done.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
I don't know if we know what god would be summoned by the Alamegans.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon. Of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
It does seem like that there are fair comparisons to be drawn there.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed.
There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
That's true. But I'm sure we've got something up our sleeve. Me? These are some cool looking people. Uh-oh.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
Oh my god! Nero, did you just...
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Oh my god, Nero, he just looks like somebody you want to slap for being obnoxious. Nero goes on the drama queen scale.
Who is this man?
Ah! Did you hear the tone of Emmerich's voice? Man. If even Emmerich can tell you're bad news from the moment you show up. Sorry, Nero, nobody likes you here, not even Sid. Go away.
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
His voice is so insufferable.
What do you want, Nero?
See, he doesn't want you around. Stop stalking him, Nero. He will not be your boyfriend.
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend.
Sid is not
As you have
thrilled with
rather
this.
belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
I'm glad they put all this detail into making his ridiculous hair. Yes, Sid is not.
That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Carter since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
Yeah, but the Empire made a thing that was supposed to eat primals, like a primal eating machine. I thought its name was something like Omega. What was that? And why did that exist? They didn't make Ultima. They found Ultima. So Ultima it's another machine, but Ultima is like this. Yes? This thing that they're talking about right here is similar to that thing. Yes? My memory is not failing me. Right? Because my brain immediately went to that and was like, but that existed. Okay. All right. So presumably this is the bigger upgrade of that thing, which we fought, I think. And that lady who was trying to be Harley Quinn was there, who's apparently Lucia's sister? Apparently. But I have holes in my memory. Is she Lucia? I think somebody told me that she was Lucia's sister. I don't know. All right. Did you see that grin?
I'm sorry. Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity.
There, if I hadn't just remembered it was Ultima, they would tell me. Oh my god, Nero. He is the drama queen scale.
And as luck would have it, I'm graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
The good thing about this is that they know They know, and they are doing it intentionally. They're like, do you want to slap this man in the face? Good. Then we're doing our job right.
And what, you just expect us to accept? Why would we trust the word of a man who furnished the Black Wolf with the means to subjugate Eorzea?
He's not going to be your boyfriend, Nero. Look at this face. Listen to this voice. This is not a man who wants to kiss you. Go away.
Trust? You wound me, God.
Oh my god.
All those years, studying side by side at the academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. ...
Countrymen. ...
But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame?
You heard the ... You heard it. He put it in there.
Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
This isn't going to go well. This is not going to go well.
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Is that how it's pronounced?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Yes, that is vaguely what I remember, Blue Glass.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
Oh, when he was doing his orphanage desert scam thing. It's a little bit over summarized there, but this is also, we're digging back Lauren's memories from A Realm Reborn, even the like post Realm Reborn primary content stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have no idea what Cartano is, so I guess I'll find out. I'll get to know my geography in this game.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
He does not make a convincing case. I mean, it sounds as though this machine is a good choice in a vacuum, taking this machine to stop that primal. Okay, but there are all these other concerns that Nero is not recognizing, and he is also not a trustworthy source for so many reasons. So, no, I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'm no fool. Of neither Emmerich nor Sid give me reason to trust him.
As will I. I don't like it, but then it doesn't look like we have much choice.
I'm sorry, Sid. Does the game know their ex-boyfriends? Do the writers know their ex-boyfriends? Or even if they, I don't even know if they actually ever were boyfriends.
Would the Council be
It was
willing
all
to
in
entrust
Nero's
this matter
head.
to a pair of former Imperials?
I don't know. Who knows? I just know that some of my friends in the FC that I'm in write fanfic. Like, before I played this game, I knew about Sid and Nero. Long before I played this game, I knew about Sid and Nero. Fun fact, it's the friend that loves Metal Gear Solid so much too. So she really likes ridiculous, insufferable, know-it-all drama queens. I'm not wrong. There is a direct line between liking Kojima characters and liking Nero. You can't tell me I'm wrong. I don't believe it. Yes, Squizgar, yes. That's another area of fan art and fanfic that this friend of mine creates specifically. And there's some other pairings she likes that I don't know as well. From later Metal Gear Solids. Oh, man. I mean, we trust you, Sid. She's also my Mega Man X friend who...
The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Slight detour. That same friend is one of the people that I ran my Mega Man X tabletop game for. So she also ships X and Zero. Probably Squizgar. I don't remember, but probably. I think that... Is that the one with Young Ocelot? Because if so, yes. Yeah, no, she's really cool. I have some very cool friends. I mean, yes, it's a fair thing. I'm just... Since I am going on a tangent from the game to talk about my friends' ships because they're relevant, because one of them is here. Well, not on this screen, but has been on screen recently. Like, I'm just saying, this is this friend's taste in characters and games and things. So I think that Blues would agree with her on a lot of characters and things like that. Oh man, yeah. So that's my FC. That's my FC leader. She's one of my oldest friends at this point. One of my pals in Austin. Yeah. So I didn't know anything about like any of these characters going into this game. I knew that one of my friends who will be joining us sometimes if we do dungeons and stuff, that he really liked Y'shtola. And that Sid and Nero existed. That's more or less what I knew about the game. So I did not come to this with any other expectations. But I will say, like, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I see where a ship is coming from. But I'm like, oh yeah, like, Nero is definitely obsessed with Sid in an unhealthy way. And Sid is like, no. I don't know if they are actually ex-boyfriends or if Nero has always been his overly attached stalker. But maybe the game will address it or maybe it won't. I don't know. I would be kind of surprised if it did directly. Because getting like overtly canonly like textual rather than subtextual queer content in games, especially JRPGs, is not frequent. Although we have reason to believe that Eiyuden, the new game coming out by the Suikoden people, is going to be like queer inclusive, which I'm very excited about. I would love to see that. There's a character in Suikoden 5 who's canonically bisexual and polyamorous. But the game kind of hints, it doesn't quite go 100% in telling you that that's what's happening. But otherwise it's not such a thing in the series. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a whole tangent. But so we're trying to decide if we want to go ahead and go with Sid.
Aye. 'Twould seem we do.
And Nero.
Let the records show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Carteneau and take command of Omega. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland. and supervise the other one.
Yeah, nobody likes or trusts you. Just look at his face. Look at his little smirk. He's just like overall slimy. Just, yeah. You just see Nero and you're just like, ugh. I don't like him. Oh, did you see he like was like, whatever, Nero. You know that nobody likes you because you're an insufferable jerk.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
Has Alphinaud's voice gotten deeper since the beginning of Heavensward? I feel like he has. And that would be a really nice little detail, I think. Because so much of like this arc wrapping up and the way things have gone has been Alphinaud kind of growing up some and coming into his own. So having if his voice like deepens a little bit kind of as he gets older and matures, I think that would be a really cool touch.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
Oh my god, Alice, did you just... Oh, I love this girl. She's definitely the hot-headed one of the twins. Oh, goodness. Lady Yugiri's thinking about this. Yours. She's like, yes. She like looks at him, she thinks about it. She's like, yes, I will do so.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
Nobody wants to shake your hand, Nero. Honey, I'm sorry. No. And did you see the look he gives Sid? And Sid's just like, oh my god. Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, well, that was good. And exciting. There's a lot going on. Alright. Alphinaud? Yes. How did Nero know to show up? So Alphinaud, if you will recall from A Realm Reborn, Alphinaud would like wait by the door, like on the other side of the double door leading into Minfilia's room while we were all having conversation. And he would listen for the best moments to storm dramatically in and be like, but I have the thing that you seek. I have the knowledge. Alphinaud is here to help. I'm a hero. Look at how dramatic I am. Which he has since mostly outgrown. But I think they even acknowledge at some point in the game that he does that. So he knows what he's talking about. He's like, why did this person just like show up? How did he walk into the middle of our meeting? Alphinaud knows about walking into the middle of meetings like that. So I'm glad we don't trust Nero. Alphinaud doesn't want to be left behind by his sister. Sorry, you've left your sister behind and she's gonna have to deal with it. Okay, this way, I think. Did I do this right? I don't know if I did or not. The airship landing. Where is the airship landing? Isn't it, like, attached to, Mune's place? Mother Mune, or whatever her name is. Which says, I think, this way? Because that's the big one, so I think it's down here. Right? I should probably check my map. Oh. Can I just teleport there? Oh my god. Desert Leviathan, I think that's, Oh, airship landing. Oh, I can just teleport there. That's nice of them. He definitely would want to be known as Boy Genius. Okay. Hello, Alphino, boy genius. Yeah, I was just wondering. I was like, why is the rest of the party not here? I was like, oh, they probably went on ahead or something. So they didn't have to put so many people here, but... I'm glad that Lyse and Yugiri are going to kill Nero. This is great. It's a good turn of events. Oh my god. Why are the tiny Elezen? Why are young Elezen so small? I wonder if Nero is actually going to accompany us through Stormblood. That would be awkward. I don't think I would like that. But ideal. Lyse is great. She's also so unlike Alphino, who like has always tried to say the right thing and tried to be very calculating and strategic in the way that he talks and the way that he approaches things and stuff. Doesn't always succeed, but he tries. Yeah, everyone is here to make sure Nero doesn't get into trouble. So wait, they threw the giant guy who I swear seems like he might be Doman? Hi, Hida. Not to be confused with Ida. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna go to... There we go. We did it. Oh, hello. Hello, Nero. Oh my god, Nero, you're such a spoiled brat baby. I'm just gonna call him lots of names. Yes, that's right, Yugiri. She's like, I don't mind the fact that he's from the Empire, but I hate him. That's not why I hate him. I mean, just like listen to him. Fair. All right. Oh. Ride a pony. Ride a pony. Cruising over here on my pony. Did I do it wrong? Did I do it wrong? I'm doing it wrong. Okay, hold on. Ah! Here we go. Listening to this music makes me think of playing Realm Reborn and how much I didn't enjoy a lot of stuff in it. And it makes me, sad that that's my reaction to hearing this music. But, oh, look at this. Everybody's in our place now. Hi, Tataru. We came back to be sad with you. Do I offer him tea? Tataru is asking the big questions here. This is going to explain things to me. It would be bad. Bad is a good word to describe that. Oh no! Nero is the one to progress the plot. This is the worst. Nero is the worst. Alright. He's looking dismissively at things around here. Nobody wants your opinion, Nero. Shove it.
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
This is why nobody likes you, Nero.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in Magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
She's so cute. She's so cute. Everyone's like, I don't know, Tataru. She's adorable. Okay, here comes Ida. Ida's like, I just saw my friend die, and I do not have patience for your garbage.
Returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remained behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
You can hear it in her voice. You can hear the emotion. Good acting.
By your leave!
The big dude! How? Oh, I guess. Okay. Oh my god. He's so big.
God, that voice could fell a gigas.
Thanks, Alice. He is really loud.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger.
I was like, how did he get here? Of course, Urianger told him to come here.
I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Oh, this guy is fun. This guy would be fun to hang out with.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Oh my god, he's so big. He's gonna pick her up. He's gonna pick her up and hug her. No, he thought about it though.
Gosetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid.
He sounds like he's shouting literally every line he delivers. Amazing.
Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
Oh dear. They're gonna take Yugiri from us. Interesting.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
So acting. Notice he's not shouting here.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the Scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
So he'll stay here to help her do this faster so that she can then come back and help Doma.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
Honestly, though, as I remember, Doma also is having problems with the Imperials. So we have two groups of people that have been invaded by the Imperials, I believe. And I'd kind of wondered, I think so. I think that's why the Domans are refugees as well. And so one thing that's kind of bothered me is the direct parallels. There are two sets of refugees from Imperial invasions, both seeking shelter in roughly the same places. And I'm kind of like, I've kind of been concerned, like, you know, you're doing the same thing twice. Why are you doing the same thing twice? Obviously, there are big differences between the Alamegans and the Domans, both like culturally, and the way they, like, their reception has been somewhat different here. Our involvement is different because the Alamegans have been settled in Little Alamigo for a little while now. So they've kind of had a chance to become part of the way the world works here. Whereas, like, the Domans are new, so they are complete outsiders instead of their outsideness, like outsider status, being part of the national culture thing. But it's one of those things where I was like they. So as I see it, and I'm not surprised. Like when he showed up, and I was like, okay, this guy's clearly Doman because he has the like Japanese style going on. But I have been thinking, when they deal with one group of refugees, they're going to have to deal with the other group of refugees. Those two stories are going to have to complement each other. And it may turn out that they don't do that. It may turn out that, like, this is the Alamegan story, and then they do the Doman story later. But I don't think so. I think that would be an unfortunate decision, because that runs the risk of having two stories that have similar, like, almost parallel conflicts. And I think they'd be weaker if you put them apart. But if you put them together, then you can kind of highlight things about each of them by contrasting them with one another. And also, like, kind of arrive at a resolution that, like, however they get resolved, like, those are two stories that should go together. They're similar enough that they ought to be grouped together, but different enough that it won't feel like the same exact thing happening in parallel. So that's been kind of my running theory for a little bit, is when they dealt with one, they were going to have to deal with the other. So at the very least, acknowledging that both of these are happening is a good move, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to see. I'm pretty sure it's not an accident that we have a new Doman showing up at our door before we deal with the Alamegan stuff. Like, it seems like, because I assume Ravan is not actually going to be accompanying us because he's got to, like, help lead the country that has a lot of problems, so can't really spare him. Or city-state, I guess, more than country. But I think we are going to need another Alamegan. Obviously, Ida is our Alamegan character who's going to be central to this story. But we're going to need to have Domans as well. And it makes sense, actually. One of the nice things about having Sid and Nero both be involved, and having Nero show up, but also having Sid then have to step up and be more of a role. Because Sid's always in the background. He was in the background in Heavensward too, like, not like background, but like he wasn't one of the main characters of that. You know, like he showed up, we went around on airships, he had opinions and feelings and things. We ran into the Empire sometimes, they had feelings, he had feelings. But so they could continue to have Sid kind of be like a background character for their main story stuff. But because it seems like what they're leading into is the rebellion against the Empire, like, I'm pretty sure that Stormblood is going to be the rebellion against the Empire. If you look on the screen right now at the characters that we have at our disposal, it makes a lot of sense. They are setting up. We have two characters who are former Imperials. One character who's Alamegan. I think we're probably going to get another Alamegan at some point. And two Domans. And they all have different perspectives. We have somebody who's fresh from Doma, who just got here. And so he's going to have a different perspective on things. We have somebody who's been with the refugees, the Doman refugees from the beginning, so she's very invested in and knows all about the refugee status. So they're both coming at this with different emotional histories related to this specific situation, and they will have some conflict and play nicely off of each other. We have, like, Ida, who's going to be undergoing some massive amount of character growth, I assume, over the course of Stormblood. Like, they've done exactly what they needed to do to have her grow and evolve and change as much as they want. And then we have Nero representing the Empire more recently than Sid, because you can look at Sid and you're like, okay, Sid's an ex-Imperial, but he's an ex-Imperial. Like, Sid's not the Empire. He doesn't have he doesn't have Imperial values. He doesn't have Imperial goals. He doesn't have any pride in or love for the Empire. Like, he has the knowledge that he left with the Empire, or left from the Empire with, but he's basically not, functionally, he's not an Imperial. That's not who he is. But Nero is. Like, Nero, it's not just that, like, Nero is more recently with them. It's Nero's classism and sense of superiority, and Magitech is better than everything else, and all of that stuff that he's got going on. He's a good representation of the Empire, while still being disconnected enough from it that he's somewhat malleable. If that makes sense. Like if you took an Imperial general, although we did have somebody who cared very much about the safety of his people. Recently, I don't remember if that was in the side story with the Warring Triad or if that was something that was main story. But we've had a couple of Imperial leaders who like actually cared about their people and weren't awful. And so not all of the Imperials are evil. And even the people that we fought in A Realm Reborn, there was the guy who believed in a meritocracy instead of the usual, like, you are born into what you are and there's no moving around from there. Okay, so that was the Warring Triads. I really liked the Warring Triad story. Can you tell? I keep going back to that. It's a small and so far right now self-contained thing, but it was really compelling. Surprisingly so, given that I thought it was just going to be, okay, fight a bunch of bosses, like some primals or something like that. But yeah, so like the Imperials aren't all bad, but someone who is still in the Empire can only change and grow so much. Like the Empire is by its nature rigid. And so the people who are in the Empire, especially the people who are responsible for like maintaining its imperial power, they are going to have very rigid structure. And eventually, if we want to break down the Empire, we can and break down like the Empire's hold on people and break down the imperial rigidity, we can do that. But that's going to be like a big whole thing, and we can't just have that in our party right now. But we can have Nero, who is kind of outside doing his own thing. So he has wiggle room to grow, room to play off of characters. So he's a good choice. Also, so the presence of Nero tells me that Cid is going to play a much more active role in this, which he should, because we're going up against the Empire, and that's, I mean, as we saw in A Realm Reborn, some of the more interesting stuff with the Empire is stuff with Cid. Since we're going up against the Empire, like, it's good. But so we're going to have that conflict between characters. There's a lot of conflict that they're setting up right now, which is going to be interesting. And more complicated than just Estinian and Isael don't trust each other. Which I really like. I don't know. I really liked Estinian, and I really liked Isael. I probably say her name wrong. I'm sorry. But I feel like this is going to be more complex, because the complexity of Heavensward was about unraveling the mystery of what happened historically and what was going on politically. Neither of which, like there were some reflections on that in the interactions between your characters, but like it was a different kind of story than I think what we're going to get into here, which is how do you deal with a complicated political situation. And like situations with refugees are hard and complicated, because it just is. Like the whole situation is difficult on everyone, and I don't know. I think it's neat. So, I will say, since I'm going off on a tangent, this is not a tangent. This is not a tangent, this is a rant. Not even a rant. I don't know what this is, but we're talking about this. So we had Alphino, who was immature and not a leader, who was able to learn from Emmerich. So we can specifically see Alphino putting into practice what he learned from Emmerich, whether it works or not. He's changed that way. Lyse is hot-headed and rough around the edges, I think, is what I'm kind of getting from her. And I wonder who she is going to learn patience and tact from. Because I suspect that those, largely patience, but I suspect that those are things that she's going to have to learn. Will it be one of our assembled party here or someone else? I don't know. They have kind of established that she and Yugiri potentially have some interaction there because she calls on Yugiri to potentially be the one to take down Nero. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. That's what she would say does Samara, but I think that's why she needs some mentorship. You need patience, tact, and a sword. So back to the story. I'm gonna keep progressing this forward.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? Yugiri? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald?
That's true, Dr. Sweets. Yes, patience would, I think, be a useful thing for her to have as a fighter as well. So here we go. So he's going to be like, oh, this is an acceptable reason to delay this.
Then why did you not say so?
He's shouting again.
My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Yeah, he sounds like he's shouting with almost every line, so that when he isn't shouting, it's clearly intentional. It's amazing. Good job. It's just like, what is with this guy? I'm sorry, Sid. Hi, Tataru. Give your Ranger a new outfit, please. Oh, do I get a new outfit? Oh man. This is gonna be... Hold on. So this is gonna be something, I suppose, that makes sense for whatever we're about to do in the story. Oh, she's so cute. Snug, but not too snug. Yes, Tataru. I know what you mean. Yes, the thumbs up. Very serious. Oh, that's really sweet. What is this? Scion Adventurer's outfit, huh? Monocle? Yeah, we'll see. Oh, it could go in my armory chest. There's room in my armory chest to put things in. Oh man! Alright, Gosetsu. Alright, Gosetsu. To echo through these halls, yes. He is a loud man. That's true. Yugiri is pretty quiet. Sid approves of him. Oh, that's great. Oh my god, I'm so happy about that. You know, if Nero wants to put his supposed incredible brain to work developing a superior kettle technology for Tataru, have at it, Nero. Please do that. Just please do not burn down anything or anyone in the process. I love that he's like offended by the kettle. That's amazing. Alright, Alphino is trying to be strategic here. I actually trust you to do a decent job now, kid. Okay, Ida's like, we're gonna do this. Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, I'm honestly, I'm just gonna go. I think we're probably gonna go till 11, Dosmea. I talked more than I intended and then did the Red Mage quest, and talked, and then also talked, so it's just gonna happen, as long as you folks are alright with this. Okay. Nero, nobody asked you! Alright. Where am I going? Sid is out here. Look at this! Look at my bird! Look at my bird! Truly a pretty pony. Alright. Where is Sid? Oh, no, we're not here. Yugiri has a tail, yes. She's a dragon person. Okay, well, my dragon-obsessed friend, who's also in my FC, she plays one and she calls them dragons. Okay. Wait, hold on. Ah, there we go. Bam! Oh, they thought that they were dragon people in the game too. Okay. Nobody likes Nero. Go Setsu, just you wait and see. Nero, stop laughing evilly. It's okay, Ida. It's understandable. Okay. I don't know who or what Aline Royale is, but I should probably know. Ah. Alright. Sure. Let's see how this goes. Oh. Okay, Justmea. That sounds vaguely familiar. Ah. Alright, so let's go do this. And remember, folks, no spoilers. If you want to, like, cackle amongst yourselves about what's coming or, like, be, like, ominous about it, we do have a spoilers channel in our Discord.
Now, where was that? Ah.
Looks like the transistor.
I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
Spoiler, I bet we're not going to arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
Thanks, Green Lanyard. Uh-oh.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland.
That dude's carrying a big weapon on his back.
Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it?
This guy's...
It's like all my name days have come at once.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
He is not a fan. Less than off. Thank you for following. Welcome. Good night, Green Lanyard. Thanks so much for joining us as long as you did. Oh my god,
Damn it.
Nero!
Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
Alright, go keep an eye on... Oh my god. What is Nero up to? Did Nero know that guy was gonna be here? I wonder, did Nero lead us into a trap? I wonder. This is a big man.
I am Gosetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
Yeah, like this other guy is big, but so is Gosetsu, which is actually really delightful. He's pretty cool. Yeah, because this guy looks enormous. He does kind of look like a Digimon, you're right. Oh my god, he almost fell over with the weight of that weapon. Oh, that makes sense, Dosmea. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Alright, hold on. I learned to do this.
It's all over now.
An opening.
With soul and steel.
Hold on. Oh.
No holding back.
Oh, so Ida is the one talking right now.
Is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
Do you hear that there's a guitar? Do you hear the guitar?
This one'll sting.
Listen to my party sassing while an electric guitar plays.
'Tis my right to strike.
You watching, Pabalero?
Sorry, I really enjoy Moulinet. Do you hear that guitar?
Leave this to me.
I should probably hear myself. Oh, okay. Do you hear this guitar? So those are definitely going to be party members, I would guess, who are going to continue with us. I don't think any of them are going to die here. I think we already had our major character death. No! Why would we surrender? We were kicking your butt! We just got a cell phone call. Hold on. She's just like, what, Nero? I hear Magitech armor. Oh my god, do I get to ride in that? Do I get a special Magitech armor? Or is it... Because the other one talked, the other one had a personality, kind of. Oh man, I'm gonna use Tech Laser on you. Okay, I am gonna use Tech Laser.
This one'll sting.
An opening.
With soul and steel.
I don't know what I'm doing here, so we're just gonna like...
No holding back.
No retreat. No surrender.
Oh no, I can't do that. I can't use the one that's ground targeting. I don't know if something's broken on my controller.
You watching, Pabalero?
Your defense is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
How are my friends doing?
It's all over now.
Leave this to me.
Oh my god, you're big.
It's my right to strike!
This one'll sting.
An opening.
With soul and steel!
Ring.
No holding back.
No retreat. No surrender.
I'm really not making... Oh my god, they're so big! We're gonna lose this fight. Sorry, folks. I cannot figure out how to do this.
Look upon a samurai of Dama!
Oh jeez. Okay.
It's all over now.
This is probably gonna kill us if we don't kill him in time.
Leave this to me.
Yep. Yeah. So that is what apparently is called a DPS check to see if you can do enough damage before that thing goes off. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try this again. See how this goes. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna try to pay attention to what I'm supposed to do on the ground, but I don't know. So I realize if you are all playing, if you're watching me play this game and you know this game, you already know those terms. I didn't know those terms until a few months ago when I started playing with my pony group. Because they explained these things to me. Because if you don't play MMOs, it doesn't come up. And this is the first MMO I ever played. And the only one that I've ever been remotely interested in.
Leave this to me.
So it hasn't really come up before.
Look upon a samurai of Dama!
He's really cool.
No holding back.
No retreat. No surrender.
Tar goes again, makes everything better. Come on, all of you. Group up, come on. Get together, everybody.
This one'll sting.
I just love it so much. It's just so satisfying. Yes, please let me moulinate all of you together. Alright. We're gonna try to do the ground targeting thing. Okay.
This one'll sting.
An opening.
Okay.
I have you!
It's all over now.
I like have literally no idea what I'm supposed to do here.
Leave this to me.
Tis my right to strike!
Like they're like, this is how to reset the placement of it.
No holding back.
Like I'm trying to hit the right. Oh, that was the left bumper. I don't know what I'm doing.
Your defense is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of Dama!
Okay, so once I've done this, then what do I do?
You watching, Pabalimo?
But then what?
No
That?
retreat.
Like, was that it? Was that the thing I was trying to do?
With soul and steel!
This one'll sting.
I have you!
It's all over now.
Leave this to me.
Tis my right to strike!
Okay, okay.
No holding back.
Your defense is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of summer!
Okay, I did it that time. Turns out that I figured out how to do this. Okay. Cool. Turns out that I figured out how to do that. There he is.
No retreat. No surrender.
All right.
Soul and steel!
This one'll sting.
Oh geez, Ida. Don't die.
An opening.
Ida, please don't die. Ida, if we lose this because you died, I'm gonna be so mad at you. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Okay.
It's all over now.
Leave this to me.
I think I did my Zorro badly. I zoomed out so much I couldn't see what I was doing. And now I'm on fire.
Right to strike!
Did I change my controls somehow by accident? Because it seems like it's playing differently. Oh jeez. That's funny, Dumbland. He runs away. Okay, we did it. Oh, okay, I locked on. I've locked on in plenty of games before. I don't know if I usually lock on in this game. I guess I maybe don't. But because I'm used to locking on in games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, I didn't think anything of it. This isn't good. Something bad's gonna happen here. I'm fairly sure.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
This is gonna go badly. It's gonna go badly. Is Nero going to betray us? Is the Empire gonna get the super weapon? Who knows? At this point, a lot of things could happen. Well, that sure is big. Oh, it's funny looking.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
This is gonna be
still
bad.
don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously.
That is not good. What is it? Like we teach it to take out anything that is a threat, and then it determines we're a threat, and then it takes us out. And we can't stop it.
Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's War. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
That is not... I don't feel... No, that's not good.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
That's a good question.
What do I think?
Oh, she's not used to being asked this.
All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
I don't know why she's the one pressing it. I don't think he knows why she's the one pressing it.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
I wonder if she'll wind up having a special connection with this robot thing because of this. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like the bad news alarm.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
You don't want someone in your party who laughs like that. That is not a good sign. This is not good.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
Maybe Nero went to supervillain class. So this thing made a really sad version of Answers singing happen. It's a dragon. I mean, it would make sense for it to be a dragon. We just have so much with dragons. Okay, Omega is kind of funny looking. Undead type of dragon or something. Oh, it's summoning water. It's not like Bismarck where I immediately recognized it from Final Fantasy VI. What are you, friends? And lightning? Is it Tritalk? Is it Tritalk? And a laser beam. Oh my goodness. This is very dramatic. Okay. So there's big exploding. So this is the sort of thing that I normally, my brain tunes out during. Like, battle scenes do not work for me. Especially if it's like two invincible things flinging invincibility at each other. Oh no, that's an undead dragon. So this like my beam versus your beam thing is a very like cliche thing. This is the final battle Lauren doesn't pay attention to, unfortunately. My brain can't process a lot of that stuff. Like I want to be like, just tell me what happened and the outcome was. The outcome looks bad. Perhaps even in just fighting the thing, we're doing so much damage to the landscape. I did not beat Final Fantasy V. I realized that it was a comedy and I wasn't in the mood for a comedy, so I stopped playing it. Ah, okay. Yeah. If it's not from 4 or 6 or later, I probably don't know it. Although I might know the name. But I guess we'll maybe get told what the name of that creature is. Well. That didn't go well.
Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
This isn't good.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
Alright, Gosetsu. You're the character we have to explain things to. I mean, actually, most of the
The
party.
launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
But it shouldn't someone be in here to control it, and then we can have a cell phone call? Oh.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Well, that didn't go well. There's going to be massive damage, I imagine. This is not going to be good. That was a shockwave. We're here trying to save people from massive damage, but I'm pretty sure that we didn't succeed. Oh. What? What?
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
Do the Scions... I don't know what those tattoos symbolize. Thancred has one on his neck, too. Alright, Sid, what's up? Sure. Let's go to Gridania. Hi, Sophie. Hi, baby. Sophie is a baby. Alright. Okay. Alright, the Domans will take care of this. Okay, so... Oh, Yugiri has pigtails. Oh, I didn't realize that. Alright, let's do this. It is weird having the Gridania music playing during this. Again, partly because Gridania was my starting city, so I heard a lot of Gridania during periods of this game when I did not particularly enjoy the game for what it was. And also just because it's this, like, Happy, cheerful music. I don't know where to teleport to, so we're just gonna not teleport. I'm going this way? Maybe this is the right way, maybe this isn't. It's a mystery. Oh, I went the wrong way, didn't I? Alright, let's try again. I have such a hard time finding my way around places. It's weird because I can find my way around Foundation. Is it Conjurer's Guild that I want? Where's the Aetheryte? Here. Oh man, slow down. Amazing. Okay, hold on. Ethernet, Conjurer's Guild. Got it. Ah, I see. Oh, the Silent Conjurer who we go speak to. The Silent Conjurer is not, in fact, silent, as it turns out. Alright, here we go. Can I go where I'm not supposed to? Can I jump? No, what? Come on, I want to jump off the path. Fine, don't let me jump off the path. See if I care. It's okay, Emmerich. It's not your fault. Don't say that, Moa. We don't know for sure. Friend, I really think that Sid would take issue with that. All right. Shinryu, okay. All I know is that Ryu means dragon. Okay. Thanks, Nero. You're helping. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, they've done a really good job with their references being very nice, but also optional. Oh, you were the best, Emmerich. Yes, we all know you would, Nero. Okay. So we're gonna go take a look at it. Yes, I'm sure we'll have little to fear from either of them. I'm sure that this is over. I'm sure that all is well and we're gonna be okay. I'm sure everything's gonna be fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong at this point, right? Everything's great. We're just gonna go in there, and we're gonna fight the Empire, we're gonna take Alamigo back. Everything's gonna be fine. Oops, that's the wrong button. I'm good at controls. Just ride Midgard somewhere around. Which I hadn't realized that he was a mount until I think one of you folks told me. Yeah, Stormblood is just cakes. Where are you? Here's Yuri. Okay. Ida is having feelings. God, look at all these people. There's so many of them. Oh, Kryl is great. I like her. Alrighty, Stola. Alright. So we're just catching up?
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilberd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
Now, granted, most of the primals seem like they're quite violent, but they do seem largely like they are trying to protect the people that they are summoned to protect. Which, again, is something like perhaps if you don't want people to summon primals, if you make them not feel threatened, they won't feel the need to summon primals to protect themselves. Maybe. Maybe. Just maybe. Yeah.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
Just will take out everyone else as well.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
Kryl is just so cool. And yeah, no, the Warriors of Darkness were going to do the exact opposite of what I'm saying should be done. And I think Alphinaud's beginning to understand the necessity of what I'm suggesting.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The way they frame things now lets you actually get a sense for the places, what they look like, what they feel like, in a way that you never did in A Realm Reborn, even going through these same areas.
It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Ah, character change. Design change.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric.
Okay, so we are going to get history and character development at the same time, which is good. At this point, we need some information so that we can then build on that with the subsequent story that's going to play out.
And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too. And I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Charlian. That was where she met Master Lyse. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
Huh.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
And her name?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Okay, that's kind of cool and interesting.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
I mean, I feel like I understand why she never told me. She didn't want to tell anyone.
I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lyse.
Lyse?
When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself. And it almost seemed easier to play the role.
This is such an interesting... This is such an interesting decision for them to make. Basically, in a way, retconning the character that you've known.
Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it.
Ah, okay. So he gave her one so that she would look like Ida. But it wasn't real, so it went away when he went away. Because I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Thancred's didn't go away or anything.
Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lyse. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
I did not see this coming. Granted, I had nothing to... Like, this is news because you have no way of predicting this. You have no way of knowing. Like, maybe there would have been something if I'd paid more attention during A Realm Reborn, because I had those two as my...
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
Yeah. Is Yugiri going to leave too, I wonder? I would be surprised. But if so, Doma is going to become part of, I would imagine, part of the Stormblood story. Like I said, I really feel like they should find a way to use these two stories together. All of these shadow effects, my computer seems like it's having a hard time rendering. I don't know, I can't tell. Yes, that's cool. That is quite a story to tell. Yeah, we'll watch the Stormblood trailer next week at the beginning of Stormblood. Because I assume this is the end of... Oh man, I love this song. This is why I wanted to push through, even though it meant I knew it was going to mean going a little late tonight. Yes, I'm using a controller on the PC version. That's part of why I had so much trouble with Dosmea, be careful, because I really do want to avoid spoilers about the world and characters that I don't know yet. Okay, so I have to say, so my friends who I play with said, God, it's so hard for me not to sing along with this song. They said, we are dying to hear what you think. You'll know when you get to the part that we want to know what you think about. They know I call her Hotpants. She's not Hotpants. Her name is Lyse. I said they were going to have to do something big to make me like Ida, didn't I? I literally said that. They did. God, I love this song. Oh man, I love Midgardsormr's voice actor. He gets one name in Japanese. That must be like a known actor of some sort. Oh, I recognize Alice's voice actress, I think. So, the reason why I'm fine with that, Dosmea, is because up until this point, there's been nothing in that character to grab hold of or be interested in or attached to at any point. So... Midgardsormr is actually a really cool and interesting character. I like him a lot. So we're having these key story moments here. Oh, where's fun? Man, you see Vidofnir there on the side. He's so great and everybody loves him. Pain without cease. So I feel like they've had to make major changes to turn the characters from A Realm Reborn into something interesting. Oh, friends. Like, in order to... And I've talked about this before. Oh. Not gonna lie, I kind of ship those two a little bit. God, Emmerich is just so cool. I just love Emmerich so much. He's so great. You know, Emmerich is amazing because he manages to be... See, I never picked up on any interest between him and the Warrior of Light in that way, but that's like, you're welcome to. Like, I can't disagree. What's really cool and interesting about Emmerich is I say characters need to be defined by their flaws. I have read so many things that were weakened because the writers weren't afraid or weren't willing to let their characters be flawed. And that is where the interest lies. Emmerich is fascinating, and I don't know how they did it. Because he's functionally almost a flawless character. And yet he's so interesting, and we all love him. Like, it's not just where I'm like, well, you know, maybe he's just a character that I particularly like. It's not even an archetype I'm particularly like interested in or whatever. But we all, without exception, like, just people just go on and on about how much they love Emmerich. And I can't think of really any other examples of characters like that. So I can only assume that Emmerich is an example of, if you're going to break a rule, do it well. Define characters by their flaws. Unless you can make a character who is so good, unless you can do such a good job writing a flawless character that we love them anyway. But see, Desmaya, it's people love him for his goodness. We all love him for his goodness. The characters in the game love him for his goodness. It's overwhelmingly an attribute of his. That's how he's defined. Like, yes, he's interesting in the story, but also people just love him. And I love him so much. And that's really interesting to me because, like, usually I like people who are deeply flawed characters. And maybe it is because he's a supporting character. Maybe it's because the rest of the characters are much more flawed. But like Minfilia was like not flawed enough for me to find her interesting. I also think she wasn't done very well. But so they're either changing or removing the Scions. Like I had said, you weren't there for this, but because I wasn't streaming then. But when I was playing Heavensward, I was like, I hope they don't bring the Scions back. I don't want them to bring the Scions back. I want them to write better characters and keep these better characters. And so I was kind of disappointed when the Scions started coming back. As I've said, I think Y'shtola is one of the most interesting Scions, which is why she's the one who's changed the least. Thancred, as much as I loved him, was very flat. And so they had to do things with him, so they changed him. They made him really emo and sad, with good reason. But they made him a much heavier, more serious and unhappy character, which changed his personality dramatically. Now they can swing it back to be something that brings in some of his old self, and also some of the darkness that we've seen. Papalimo, who's right here. I think what they did with him was perfect. I think they did exactly what they needed to do with him story-wise, because they would have had to make something major different to make him interesting. And so what they wound up doing was interesting and then taking him out. But Ida was far and above. Like, I just really hated Ida as a character. I thought she was annoying and unlikable and not funny, but trying to be funny in a thing that really didn't need humor. And so there's a lot that I obviously I can say why I think she was badly done, and I can also say why I didn't like her. And those two things somewhat overlap, but not entirely. But she didn't have a serious story. Like, she didn't have a serious foundation to build on. So I think it's great that they were like, hey, you know that slightly, you know how you don't have any emotional attachment to Ida? That's fine. Now you can have an emotional attachment to Lyse. I think it's great. I'm really happy because I'm like, okay, that means that character that I disliked, I can get rid of that in my head, because that was a character pretending to be someone else. So it wasn't truly her, and it wasn't truly Ida. It was somebody failing to really work at functioning. And so now I can get to know her on her own terms without being biased by how much I dislike Ida as a character. So I really liked it. I think that's a really good decision, and it's very surprising. But it's a nice way, I would have been fine also if they were just now Ida is going to be a more serious character. without Papalymo. Like, that would have been fine because they were aware that they were going to have to make some changes, and they were going to make those changes. I hope that we get to know what the real Ida was like more by getting to know Lyse better and hearing her talk more about her sister, and maybe encountering people who knew her sister and her father when we go to Ala Mhigo, which I assume we're going to go to do. I'm curious about the Domans leaving. Because, I mean, I guess that the Domans have their own problem that's not just, like, kick the Empire out. But that's a big part of their story. And obviously, like, I don't anticipate that in Stormblood we are going to eradicate the Empire entirely. It's not going to be like, now the Empire is gone. I mean, maybe? Maybe. We did end a 1,000-year war between mortals and dragons. So big changes can happen. Yeah, no, that does make sense, Dosmea. Why she didn't want to be recognized. Yeah, so it's possible that we could take out the Empire. I don't think we will. I think that they're going to be recurring. But honestly, it would be pretty cool if we took down the Empire in this game. Like, in Stormblood. And then they have the Ascians as, like, the big bads, and other things going on that I guess they'll bring up in Shadowbringers. But if they're willing, if they're not going to soap opera it up too much, and they're willing to actually close out some of the big bads, because I think the Empire was bad in 1.0, that would be pretty brave of them, and I would be very impressed if they do that. I'll be surprised. At this point, I will be surprised, but I think that would be a really good move. I think that'd be really cool. I would have a lot of faith in them if they did that. Because with the soap opera type thing, you can only change things so much. You know? Like, you can't rock the boat too much. So I'm really curious to see what they wind up doing with that. We'll find out, I suppose. But I'm interested. So my friends were like, imagine having to wait a couple of months or whatever for the next expansion to come out after this, because there's a break between finishing this and the next expansion. And I actually don't feel like I'm at the edge of my seat. I feel like we're actually in pretty decent shape. Like, whereas A Realm Reborn and the post-A Realm Reborn content ended with, like, everything is on fire and everyone died. Like, I mean, if I had cared about the characters in the story, I would have been on the edge of my seat with that. With this one, I'm not. I'm actually, like, pretty, like, okay. I have guesses as to where I think we're going. But I'm not, like, feeling, like, stressed out about it. This whole, like, marketing team here, this is what I do. I'm a marketer in my day job. I do not have an entire team, though. It's me and a couple of other people that help out, or that we have as, like, outsourced stuff too. So it's quite a team. But also they're a massive mega corporation thing, and we're not. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling like I'm looking forward to seeing how things come together, but I'm not stressed out about what could happen next. Because we got a satisfactory ending to what is going on with Ishgard. We've got satisfactory development with the characters. I like everything that they've been doing with the Scions in this last section. I'm really enjoying what they're doing with Alphino. I really like what they're setting up with Lyse, and I feel like I've got a pretty strong sense of who she is now. I love that now when Urianger shows up, I'm like, oh, I like him. Which I would roll my eyes. I don't know if you saw, I think you might have seen at the beginning of me streaming this, because most of my experiences with these these characters and things like that you haven't seen, so I've had to tell you. But you might have seen a little bit of me rolling my eyes at him. I didn't like him. Now I'm excited when I see him. Like, Ida, I'm really interested to see where she goes. Y'shtola has really interesting stuff going on. I'm hoping we'll dig into her story more. Like, I like Thancred, and I'm curious what they're going to do with him moving forward, if anything, or if he's going to kind of go to the back a little bit, so that we can focus on some of the other characters. But I'm really pleased with the decisions they're making. I'm not necessarily predicting them, but they're making sense. Both as I'm playing the game, I'm like, oh yeah, I feel good about this. This is good and interesting. But also, like, as one writer to another, I'm like, I see what you did. That was a smart decision. You did a good job there, friend. Which is nice. It's nice to be impressed with someone else's writing. But not that that's a rare thing, but it's nice when it happens. Especially because, like, I don't have any major complaints at this point. Maybe because I had such major complaints earlier on that there's not really room for me to be like, gosh, I really wish they'd kind of written that scene a little bit differently. No, I mean, have you seen Realm Reborn? I was so critical of it. I'm glad I didn't stream it, honestly, because I try not to be really negative about games on stream. Like, I want to like games on stream, and it would have been really awkward to have disliked it as much as I did. But then Heavensward came around and was amazing. Good night, Blues, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you could be here for this. So on the streaming front, I feel like I'm a bit more comfortable now with the way that streaming an MMO works. I have a few friends who'll be on call in case we need people to run dungeons, as well as some of you, especially because when the new expansion comes out, if we can then like have cross-server partying, then like I would be really happy to play through with viewers if folks are comfortable and interested in that. If you have any thoughts about like how the stream is going, things you'd like to see more of, like things that are working, things that might need to change or something like that, please do let me know, because I've been streaming for years, but I've never streamed an MMO before, and like we've missed so much of the experience here that like that transition has been a bit weird. I think I made the right decision choosing to stream this before Stormblood started because I feel like next week I will be saying we are starting Stormblood, and I'm going to start like on YouTube. YouTube folks, if you're still watching this, thank you very much. But I will be starting a new playlist and starting from scratch. Like these have been like 0.1, 0.2 because I was like, these are kind of like a pre-thing of me figuring it out. So we'll probably start out next week with a bit of a... I'm not sure what I'm going to do about Alexander. My friends today, my pony friends, were saying that Alexander is mostly like side stuff that's not really plot stuff, so we could maybe play it together instead of streaming it per se. I don't know. It's just something to think about. I'm still kind of thinking about that. But I think I'm gonna start off next week probably with like a little bit of like a catch up, because I intend for the Stormblood series to be able to stand on its own, and then we'll go through that till we get to Shadowbringers, and then we'll start a new Lauren Plays Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers thing, because I think that makes the most sense. Oh, okay. So I mentioned that I do marketing. I work for a company that makes virtual instruments, so they like record real instruments, like sample real instruments, and then make them programmable for composers. And we just announced we're working on a project where we are making a virtual library of like, so you can pretend that or like compose music and use them. The strings section that did strings for Final Fantasy VII Remake and Octopath Traveler and Your Lie in April and things like that. So not this game, but a lot of other games. And anime and things like that. So I got to be like on like a video call with some of the people involved with that, just to like kind of think about like marketing the product, and I was just like, that's really cool. They can like tell anybody, because it hadn't been announced, but now it's been announced. So it's like a little, like a dumb little thing maybe to talk about. Sound City, that's the recording studio that they did their recording for the instrument. Right there, that recording studio, Sound City. Oh man. I'm so excited about that. Oh, Arnie Roth does Distant Worlds. That's cool. Oh man, how cool is that? Yeah, the music in Octopath is incredible. Oh my god, I love that voice actor management. I'm Enterprise. That's a great name. Yeah, and I try not to talk too much about like day job stuff because I think not super interesting, and I don't really know how to go about talking about it. But I just think that's a super cool thing that's actually relevant to talk to. Like, so as I was playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was like listening to like the string section, and I was like, I can't tell anyone, but I'm gonna think about how cool it is. But yeah, so I'm not really like involved with like, I don't know, the musicians, they don't know me. The people who are like putting it together, they don't really know me. But I get to like help figure out how to share that product with the world. So that's pretty cool. I like working. I'm not the kind, I know this is probably a shock, but I'm not the kind of marketer who's like, everything's gotta be like I will sell you this thing, I can convince you. Like, no, it's basically just like, how do I channel feelings to tell you like, would you like this? Let me tell you why you would like this if you would like this. So it helps me when I can genuinely be excited about the thing that I'm writing about, because then I just excite about it, which is what I do. Although I'm less a writer now, I'm more a strategist, which is fun. Who knew I was a strategist? Not me. Streaming helped me realize I like strategy. This is why me and Alphino were the ones who should have predicted it was Ilberd, because we're the strategists on the team. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. And I realize the credit roll is maybe not the most exciting thing, but I'm just rambling. But yeah, I guess any other housekeeping type things to think about? Because I don't know how much longer this is going to go on, because there's a lot of people. But yeah, this has been fun. I don't know if we're going to continue trying to aim for 2 hours, or if it's going to turn into a 3-hour thing, so from 8 to 11 instead of 8 to 10. I think we're going to kind of see how things go with Stormblood. Because last week wound up being 3 hours. This week is 3.5, but I mean, credits rolling. Kind of had to happen. If you guys have strong opinions on the subject, let me know. Because I know that gets pretty late. I know 11 is... Well, no, but the thing is, Dosmea, I've done 3-hour streams for the past 5 years. And so I feel pretty comfortable in my 3-hour time slot. That's what I'm used to, which I think is part of why last week I went over to the 3-hour mark, is because for me, kind of naturally, that's the arc of streaming. Like all of my other streams that are game streams are in 3-hour segments. So I don't know if the 2-hour segment is going to make sense, or if I'm just so set on 3 hours that that's what we're gonna do. If you folks feel like it makes more sense to end sooner, we can do that. I don't know, how do I turn off so that it doesn't show what my friends are playing? Because again, my friends and people that I know, like, they don't necessarily consent to being on my stream, so I don't want them to be on my stream if they didn't say yes. But I don't know how to make that not happen. I'll try to figure that out. Cornflakes? Yeah. Toasts. Okay, Dosmea, I will look into that and see if I can turn that off. I do not have a PS5. I have a PS4. I will have to get a PS5 at some point, because apparently I have to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC. Because apparently another character that I thought was an obnoxious and unlikable girl is actually somebody I'm gonna like, but in different ways. She's gonna be intentionally adorable and annoying in a way that they can handle, instead of unlikably and more annoying. I'm so glad they're changing things with Ida. What's her name again? It's not what is her name? What is her name? Lyse. I'm like, it's not Isael. Lyse. I will try to remember that. I'm honestly, I'm very pleased. So she's no longer Hotpants. I said she was gonna have to have a character design change. I complained about it every time she was on screen. If you think this was bad, you should have heard every single time she was on screen when I played all the way through A Realm Reborn. And again, I started in Gridania, so there was a lot of her. And then all, like, in the few times that she showed up in Heavensward, I was like, oh god, no, it's Hotpants. Every time. I could not complain. I could not complain about her. Alright. Looks like we're wrapping up. Uses Miles sound system. Copyright 1991 to 2019. Oh, was this in 2019? That's true. She was nowhere near as story ruining as Genesis. What's funny is that if anyone in this game runs the risk of being Genesis-ish, it would be Nero, except that the game totally knows that he's annoying, and every time he shows up, they're like, you bet you wish he would shut up, but he's not going to, which is not how I feel they wanted you to think about Genesis. Okay, Adam, that's good to know. I might look into that as well. So Stormblood came out in 2017. Okay, and 2019, Shadowbringers ended? Yeah, like, what I'm curious about is, am I going to catch up? I guess I was playing when Shadowbringers, so I started playing the game in 2018. So Shadowbringers was going on then. Okay. Okay, so Shadowbringers started in 2019. Okay. So I would have known that my friends were really excited about there being a new thing, but I didn't care because it was this dumb game that I played with my friends and didn't care about the story or characters at all. Which is really funny how much it's changed. Smash Brawl. Because then it would be like SMB. Another way of trying to make it not SB. Mr. Headshot. What a great name for the production executive. Incredible. Yeah, like, so the ending of this section was not emotional. Like, I think if I'd liked Papalimo more, I might have died. Instead, I was like, oh, this is a satisfactory decision that they are making. Story-wise, this is good. Yoshi P is very good. Very, very good. Exceptionally good at what he does. But yeah, like, I'm not ending this on an emotional note. But I feel like I got enough emotional closure with the main story of Heavensward, and then Dragon Song. All right, friends. Oh my god, that's incredible, Spiky. That's incredible. I need to tell my friends about that. They will love it. I think I'm gonna wait until we start up next week because it is currently 11:30 and I should probably shut down, feed my cat, and hopefully unwind a little bit. I still have a little bit of freelance work I might do or write fanfic. Yeah, thank you all so much. I'm impressed that you stuck around through the credits and me rambling about things. Just as a reminder, tomorrow we're going to pick up Hades, our second stream. It's going pretty well. I am pleased with the decisions they're making so far. Confused about some of them. Looking forward to seeing where they're going with it. And should be fun. Saturday at 12:30 p.m. So afternoon, we are going to be doing a baking stream here on this channel where it is chaos bake, no recipe, no planning. You get to vote on the ingredients. So please join me for that if that sounds like fun. And then Tuesday is Suikoden 2. Wednesday we pick up with Stormblood. Amazing. Thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves and have a lovely evening. Bye.